perfect, it says. Well, there you go. It says we're live. It does say we're live by 10 seconds. There you go. No, it's not. That's Salty Badger. I thought I was getting a notification then that we were live. But, right, evening. Welcome to Sunday night with us lot. The Moaners.
I resemble that.
You do. I'm going to start by putting this up. I've already shown it to us. But I came across this morning. And that's a 750cc Royal Enfield Interceptor. That one that I saw this morning, this isn't the actual one. The one I saw this morning was 1969 or 1970, I think it was. But the bloke was telling me that all of these were shipped off to the States and we couldn't get them over here. But I mean, to me, that's a proper old bike, isn't it? I did say to him I toyed with the idea of getting a Triumph, but bloody unreliable, isn't they? Although, didn't you have a Triumph, Howie?
Yeah, I've had loads of the damn things. Yeah,
was yours unreliable?
No, I never had one breakdown. The only bike that's broken down on me so far has been my S1000 XR, which is the bike I got now. So,
get rid of it. Get a GS.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to go and do a deal. I'm going to go down to Branson's, which is where Steady buys all his bikes from, and I'm going to buy the one that he's going to buy.
You might be able to pick up his Trans out cheap.
Yeah, I might. Thinking about that. I said, no. You only gave $6,000 to the old boy for this. I'm only going to give you 7.
Remove that. We must be live because we got 4 people watching. Unless you 4 have all clicked on it, have you?
No, well, I'm in there.
But, so, if there is anyone in the chat, good evening.
It's Peaky Biker.
Peaky Biker's watching.
Is he? See, this is slow coming up on it. Oh, yeah, there he is. Yeah. Evening, Bry. He said he had a Bonneville, 1967. You know that frame, that was my dad's, but it was a rust bucket and the engine was knackered.
Let's bring that. 1968 Royal Enfield 750 sold for $23,100 at the auction I went to.
23,000.
Yep.
What you paid to get that over here then?
I mean, the bloke that I was talking to this morning, he didn't tell me what he paid for it, but he said he's had to ship it over from the States. He saw an online, or it was being auctioned, so he won it and managed to get it shipped over, but he didn't tell me what he paid for it.
The 68 looks a lot like the 70.
Blimey, 27 grand.
23,000.
23, big deal.
So what's that, about 19, 20 grand UK?
Yeah, it must be, yeah. But he was telling me it was original. It wasn't immaculate. It hadn't been revamped or renovated. It was a genuine bike. He said the only thing that wasn't genuine from the word go, he still got the original tank, but the tank that was on it this morning was another one. He said because it is a lot better than the one that was on there. But lovely bike, and it sounded beautiful as he went off.
The only thing I see different than this 68 that sold, it had velocity stacks with no air cleaner. You know.
Very nice. Of course, the key down on the side there. Lovely. Let me bring it up. This is what I was talking about, bro. You saw this morning. That little beauty. Absolutely gorgeous. And then Steve made me... What did you make me eat, Steve? Let me get rid of that. Oh, no, we were very good, actually. We normally have the big breakfast, don't we? With the sauteed potatoes and half a loaf of toast and all sorts, don't we?
Yeah.
We were very good this morning, just a bacon and egg.
That was very healthy.
But then we buzzed off and went on a 190-odd mile jaunt, didn't we, down the Cheddar Gorge, which was nice. But
what was the weather like, Nige? Was it raining? Was it dry?
No, we were lucky. Stayed dry all the way, didn't it, Steve? The only thing we did, I don't know whether it was low cloud or whether it was a bit of sort of mist down at Cheddar Gorge. I did take the drone. I was going to put it up, but thought better of it because that say it was either low cloud or mist. But either way, it wouldn't have made for good video. I wouldn't have thought.
Well, it chucked down here where I am, so
Yeah.
rotten weather.
Old Bryce said he sold his dad's Triumph for eight grand, even with
Does
all
his
the
dad know
naked
about
bits.
Did your dad know about it, Peaky?
He says he wants to go to Cheddar Gorge. You love it, bro. I mean, it's not. We were saying the same, on we, Steve. It's a shame that it doesn't go on for longer. But
Yeah.
I've got it all on video, so obviously that'll be in the next video.
I was saying earlier on, there's a loop you can do up Cheddar Gorge, and then you go through another gorge called Barrington Combe. So you make like a whole loop of them. And the other one's a lot quieter than Cheddar. It's just a bloody tourist trap, Cheddar Gorge.
Yeah.
Prices
Anyone
are high.
Yeah, no, today,
anyone
wasn't
speak German?
Aye. Oh, I think you said Geordie. Can you speak Geordie?
No. Anyone speak German? Dunk's in the house. Evening, Dunk.
Wait,
Right. I also want to show you because this stuff. If I can find it. Share the screen. That's if I can find it. Layers. Can't find it. That the video that I did about that anti-fog, that Zeiss thing, and there was a couple of comments on there and said, wait till the fat lady sings. Well, we put a proper test today, didn't we, Steve? We both coated the glasses with that anti-fog.
we did.
Bryce just said, how did it go with the old steaming glasses? We both coated the glasses before we left. It was 4 degrees, and it dropped to 3, then it dropped to 2. Had the visor down most of the way. I was sort of testing it as much as we could. Never fogged up once, those glasses. Not once.
And then we walked into that hot cafe, didn't we?
Yeah. And the
Visors.
minute we went from the temperature outside, when it into that cafe, the visors on the helmet, straight away. Condensation on them straight away. And yet the glasses, not a thing. Not a thing on them. Steve made me laugh. I was sort of looked across at him, and he's holding his glasses above the steam out of his coffee, and they still weren't fogging up, were they?
It was exactly the same when I got home tonight. I did it again above a kettle.
Yeah, I did.
Still
I sad a wee. Pair of us over the glasses over the bloody kettle. But for the money, that is the best stuff that I found to use on it.
How much did you pay for it, Nige?
I mean, I paid $1.99 for 2 bottles, but it was $3.49 delivered. So I thought, well, sod it, buy 2 lots. And I think, I mean, the dual pack, there's 2 15ml bottles, and you get that for £5 something delivered. I mean, for that
we
money,
use your discount code.
my blue light discount.
Your discount code.
That's the price of it on Amazon delivered.
They see now, even in their own spiel, it says it lasts up to 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame I can't get this bloody share screen up.
Well,
there it is. Hang on, there it is.
Okay.
Let me bring that in. That stuff. There you go. Look, that's on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
$4.95, and I think it's free delivery.
Yeah, that's about the price on Amazon.
I mean, honestly, it's by far the best stuff I've tested. In their own literature, it says it lasts up to 72 hours. Personally, for the money it costs, every time I go out on the bike, stick a crash helmet on my head, I'll be coating the glasses.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if it works on the visor, Nige.
Yeah, I'm a bit loath to chuck it on that. I mean, the pin lock's fine anyway. But I don't know whether you watch him. There's a channel called Calm Biker, CALM, and that's Richard. Yeah. He used it, and he actually put the video out early purely because he watched mine, and his video starts off where it's absolutely brilliant. He's taken the pin lock out because it was fogging up on him. Took the pin lock out, coated it with this stuff, and it was brilliant. And then after, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes into the video, he said it's weird because around the shape of the pin lock, even though that wasn't in there anymore, it started misting up. And then slowly it all started creeping in again. And you think, oh, well, this isn't good. But then Richard goes on to say he'd actually coated that visor 8 days prior. So he hadn't coated it that day. He'd actually done it 8 days ago, which to me, it's just going to bloody evaporate or whatever, isn't it? But I mean, I would say if you're going to buy it, if you buy it with a view that it's going to be perfect for that day, it's great stuff. Absolutely great stuff.
I got a question for Howie. Howie, you remember those rubber Crocs that you showed a picture of? I don't know, those strap-on. What's the name of those? Mr. Bill wants some.
I don't know. Hang on, I have to find out. I tell you what, Joe. If I find out, it was just a picture that was on Facebook. I think someone was just taking or making fun, so I posted it up. But if I do come across it, tell Mr. Bill I'll buy some, and then I'll increase the price, and he can have them.
8.5.
Import tax.
8.5, is he?
Is that UK or US?
He's a 6, is he?
Oh, Dunk's just said Zeiss. Is that the Zeiss of German lens fame? It is. It's the same lot. They do the old. Oh look, they do periscope lenses, etc. That's the boys. They do glasses and all sorts.
We need that in Somerset when it floods. Periscope.
Yeah, it gets a bit wet up there, doesn't it?
Yeah, way.
But I tell you one thing. Oh yeah, Piggy, if you ever get the chance, get down to Cheddar Gorge. It's lovely. The only thing we found when we went down through, is there's been a lot of rock falls and like quite sizable boulders have come down. So you're seeing all this with this loose stuff that's obviously falling away and that, and we go around the next bloody bend, and there's 2 pillocks getting all their ropes out to go rock climbing.
Oh, they do it up
there, Steve, yeah. Common sense would say you see all these bloody loose rocks and everything falling. It's obviously not stable, and yet they're going to hammer in a little bolt or cleat or whatever into a crack and keep their fingers crossed.
Did you see any little goats up there?
Yeah, there was 5 on the hillside there where we went down.
Yeah, I had one of those buggers nearly run out in front of me one day at night. Coming back from the pub, going through Cheddar Gorge, there's 3 of us. Coming back from a bike meet, went down there, and I thought, what is? I thought it was somebody jumping in the road, and this bloody goat shot across the road and at the other, almost like a vertical bloody side of Cheddar, and he goes up the side of the bloody rocks.
I said to Steve, you can imagine being one of them climbers, can't you? You spend all that time climbing up the face of that bloody cliff. You just get to the top, and as you go over the top, there's a billy goat there waiting to headbutt you and send you back down. Because some of them goats are huge, aren't they?
They are,
yeah. Yeah. That's what I said. I thought it was somebody jumping in the road, these bloody things.
Oh, there we go. Somebody else can... what's that one? Oh! I'm going to bring this in quickly. Remove that. Here we go. Evening, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Oh, guys, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We can.
If you can, I'm stuck here on a motorway services.
Oh, I thought he was outside the strip club just queuing up to go in.
With the bouncer.
He can't hear me.
Then take the 3rd right.
Oh, you better do, she says.
Where's my volume? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
I got no sound. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
We can hear you.
Oh, well, I'm just going to stay here for a minute to get the sound. Good to see you all. Sorry, I'm a bit in the middle of I'm outside the service Today's the moment. Pulled off the motorway, the M40. Just sort of pop in and say hello. That's all.
Lovely. We can hear you. Can you hear us yet?
You carry on, and I'll be back in a minute with a bit of sound.
Rightio.
We'll still be on when time you get home, mate. So if you want to pop on later.
I don't know. I think you're limited to 2 hours, aren't you, on the freebie?
I don't know.
Joe's 8 dogged.
Yeah. Flash your headlights.
M42.
Oh, love it.
Who comes over?
Oh, there we go. Let's transition that across. See, it's been a whole week I haven't used this, and I've forgotten what buttons are doing what, and God knows what.
You found the mute button for Joe, though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I wonder if I have. No, I haven't. Hang on, let me try this. Let me, because on this you can talk to him directly.
You've muted everybody else now, haven't you?
Yeah, he couldn't hear me. I did that direct intercom chat with him, but he couldn't hear me. Well, anyway, we went down to Cheddar Gorge with the sole purpose of Western Super Motor Vlogs, who's now called Spaghetti Western. He started a sticker board there at the top of the gorge.
Did you find it?
So we thought we'd go down there and stick a few more on there. Do you know what? The bastards had taken the sign away.
Oh, right.
No.
Yeah. So not a total wasted journey though, was it, Steve?
No, thoroughly enjoyable waste of a day.
I'll tell Phil that it's gone, shall I? I'll let Phil know that it's gone, shall I?
Yeah. I would, yeah, because it's definitely not there. Evening, back road tourist. Cheers for coming along. That sign was the brown one, wasn't it? That said Cheddar Gorge right at the top as you're dropping down in.
There's a wooden fence as you're coming at the top. Back on the wooden fence, and it's over the other side of the road, slightly up the hill a bit.
Yeah, the wooden fence is still there, but the sign's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Had that away, haven't they?
Old Bryce says he's on about Joe. He has his secret handshake out the window with the code words. As long as he's got his safe word.
Yeah. Joe, flash your lights twice. See who comes over.
I wonder if he's actually got his phone connected to his radio in his car, and he's got the radio turned off.
Ah, yeah, because of the Bluetooth.
Well, there, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that would make a difference.
That would. Yeah,
that's why they pay you the big money, Alex.
Yeah.
I see.
$5 a week for that.
I don't know. You pensioners. Howie, have you got a car pure ride?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. When we came through your town today, your village, I wish we'd called in.
Why?
Because
trying our phones on your unit.
I've got one of the only phones allegedly that won't connect to them, but it's had an update since, and it says wireless Android Auto. But I want to try it, see whether it'll connect to one.
Hey, I'll tell you what I can do. Ow, shit. I wanted to try this. I thought I'm going to try this as I go on. Right. Right, I'm going to twiddle that lens and see if this blacks out.
Ah, I was going to ask about that.
Hey.
It's blurred,
doesn't it? Look.
Yeah, it does.
Slightly.
I don't know if any of you seen Howie's video on that. Did you? He's bought
it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone. Very clever.
It is clever. He's bought a CPL lens for the Action 4, wasn't it? You put it on H?
It works on the 4 and the 5.
Yeah, so and it's basically you can blur out your LCD or TFT screen, so you won't need to be blurring out your speedo in the video editing.
This will be more akin to what you were going to be using on your bike. I've got the old Thomas.
Yeah. Oh, Tom.
Tom, yeah.
Don't start talking about them Toms.
Tom's out.
Oh, here we go. Here's Jola. Sound not working. Enjoy the strip. Cheers, Joe. Drive safe.
One thing about that lens is I don't think I need it when I'm on the Royal Enfield. I can never get past the speed on it.
But I was reading about that. Although it does that, did you find it darkens your footage at all?
It's bound to.
Oh, yeah.
It's bound to affect it.
What, on the film? I'm filming with it.
On your actual video that you're recording with that lens
No.
on?
It
Not
just
at all.
what it does. Do you remember when you used to go into shops and you used to go on the old sunglasses rack, and to find out if they were really Polaroid, you used to get two of them together and they'd black out to test whether a pair of sunglasses were. Shut up, woman. To find out if they were real Polaroids. That's what it does on the screen. So as you twist it around, it just gets rid of the bloody thing, because it's the polarizing direction, or the direction the thing works in, just blanks out any screen.
So I suppose where the laughing shaft comes down and mates up with a giggle valve.
Yeah.
Got it.
Do you know? If you top it up too much, right? Do you know what's going to happen? It'll all come over the sides.
It'll what?
All comes over the side if you top it up too much. Did you know that the Chinese can't use that finger?
Go on.
No, ask me.
Why?
Because it's my finger. That's fucking why.
Oh, you pillock. Right, BT's just asked, anyone got out this weekend? Steve and I went out today. We managed 190 odd mile, which was good, wasn't it, Steve?
Bloody brilliant day out.
We pulled into a garage actually on the way back, and I said to Steve, I said, does my back tyre look like it's squared off? And he said, I don't think so. We haven't hit one piece of straight road, really, have we, today? But I messaged him when I got home. I said, well, trust me, the bugger's not square. If it was, it ain't no more. But that was a brilliant ride, wasn't it?
You got your confidence in them tyres today, didn't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I wanted, was a few good dry days, just so you can push it and see what you can do on it.
I'm sure we had kilometres on those.
Is that right, H?
What's that?
Dunk says that's why you blur your speedo. You don't want us to see how slow you're riding.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't condone speeding at all.
We weren't speeding. We just had our clocks in kilometres.
And there you go,
Well, you know, I used to work on the ambulance service. I used to work on the highways agency, and so I can't condone it at all. It's just wrong. I'm serious. Bloody serious.
It's only wrong when you get caught.
You had a ride out, didn't you, Alex?
I did. On the Royal Enfield, first time in a couple of months. It was great. I'll get a video coming out on Friday with it, so we'll see how that looks.
Looking forward to it.
Have you managed to get out, Jerry?
We've had snow here for the last 2 weeks.
No excuse. I've seen you out in snow.
Yeah. I can't get out of the driveway, though.
Oh, right.
Look who's back. Andy's got audio.
You're on
Can you hear us,
stage.
Joe?
Can anybody hear me?
We can.
We can all hear you.
Yeah, can't hear me, but I have no sound here. Let's try. I'm going to do what Alex said and turn the car on. It was on before. I had sound, but it's gone off. Technology. Isn't technology wonderful?
Amazing.
The way you do it, Joe, it is.
Stage or not? I don't know. You carry on, and I'm going to have a just test if I can get some sound on here.
All we're worried about is how's the dogging going.
What's going on?
Oh, that's top of his head.
Oh, something's happening.
Oh dear. Anyone else in the side chat managed to get out? Oh, Bryce just said he's
It's sound there.
he's off out tomorrow for the day. Is that off-roading, Bry, or on the road? You're not going to go and get that thing dirty again now you got it all clean, are you? Oh, hang on. That's why the Chinese. And look at this. I'm impressed by this. 46 days with no alcohol.
Well done.
Oh, I
went
love
46 hours once.
Yeah, I went 24 hours.
Well, as I say, I've done over 40 years. Oh, Joe's gone again.
And you say you've got no willpower.
Me? I got no willpower with food. That's why I need them tablets and make you shit through the eye of a needle.
Oh, man.
Horrible bloody things. Oh, we're losing people left, right, and centre. Howie's gone as well. Don't you go getting that GSA dirty, Brian, after they got that nice and clean for you.
Mine's bloody filthy after today's ride.
Yeah, mine is.
Here's a happy thought for you. It's only about, 6 weeks till we get the clocks change in the UK. We'll get back to the brighter nights and we can get out and about.
Yeah, apparently, according to the weatherman, we gain 5 minutes every day from now on.
Right.
Somebody else joined in. Oh, we got 11 in the side chat now. Evening, Karen.
Ooh.
That's one. Oh, Howie's trying to come back in. Hang on. Let's see if we can bring him in. There he is. Are you going to stay this time?
No, I don't know. I keep coming and going, don't I?
I think it's because you've got too many microphones.
I think it's when Joe comes on, he pushes me out.
You're just putting 10p's in the meter, Howie. You need to put a couple of quid.
I got one of those meters. It drops out the bottom, so I just keep using the same coin. Really brilliant.
Joe's had a better offer, so he's joining him. How he's joining him.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Which services is that Joe's at? Because we can probably get up there and
I don't know. I'm sure he said on the M40, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the offerings for dogging on that M40. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Peaky, BT wants to know any news on a new toy. Me and Steve were talking today about those Tojj 300s and how good they are for the money. But what we did see, didn't we, Steve, down in Cheddar Gorge, we got chatting to a couple of blokes. One was on a NX 500. That looked a nice bit of kit. The old Honda. That did look smart, actually, didn't it? That looked a nice
quite a big bike as well, really, for that 500.
Yeah, it is. But it's a definite improvement on the old CB500X, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And but his mate was on a CRF 300, wasn't he? And they were telling us, he said it's not mine. It's one that they've lent him. Well, his is being repaired because he had less than 600 miles on it. And they were watching it. A car pulled in to where the bikes were and reversed straight into it. And damaged it.
Drove off.
And then drove off. Well, luckily, the lads caught it on camera and everything and went after him and managed to catch up with him. But, buggers just buggered off. I mean, you knock a bike over, it's not as if you're going to say, oh, I didn't know.
He was saying he gets his push bike in the back of his van, and he's got a bed in there so he can sleep with the bikes and trundle off the next day, go somewhere else. Brilliant idea, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, good. Very good. Right. He's got to make a call tomorrow about a bike. Very rare in the UK, so maybe good for the channel. Ooh, sounds intriguing. You're going to tell us what, Bry, or not? Joe's at Oxford Services.
Oh, it's quite happening down there.
Oh, look at this, look. It's a BMW.
Ooh, keep us guessing.
Is it a GS310?
I've got a BMW sitting in part of the garage, an R100. It belongs to my son. I've done sod all with it.
I was going to say, have you done anything to it yet?
No, I haven't. I did a bit of work on bits and pieces to clean them up, but I've just had other things I'm going to do. But I'm going to get it going. I'm definitely going to get it going sometime before I leave this world, right enough. But we'll get it sorted.
You won't lose any money on it.
It never cost me any money. It's the son's.
That they seem to hold the value pretty well. Those, especially the older ones.
He buggered about with it, Jerry. He changed the subframe and he painted the tank and he did all kinds of stuff to change it, and he didn't do a really good job with it. So I want to put it back to original.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. That's probably nicer with that in front of my face, isn't it?
Hey, it's improvement. Didn't you put 2 in the top and 3 in the bottom?
What, Jerry?
If you put 3 at the bottom and 2 at the top, you wouldn't have that, right?
Countdown numbers came, are we?
I don't know whether it will on. Hang on, let me try that one a minute.
What you had, Nige, was
no. I think you can only go 6. So if I what you're saying? If I put another screen up, it'll shift it across. It's a shame Joe's not here. Actually, there is a way you can manually move them around, but I mean, I've left it on that because I'm thick. It just does it for you. So I will put it back to like that. That's fine. I can put up with that.
It keeps moving.
I'm sure you can put up with it. It's covering my face. Now, Duncan says that happened to me. Now, what I want to know is he on about dogging on the M40 at Oxford Services, or is he on about something else?
Probably the first one.
Oh, here we go. Right, we're going to have a guessing game now what this bike is with Brian, look.
I'm trying to Google it.
Do. Oh, Joe says, sorry I failed. He's doing some miles, isn't he?
He certainly is.
Oh, that's when I put that other screen up to try, didn't it?
I didn't realise he flew helicopters.
Who? Joe?
Joe, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos on his...
yeah.
There's a couple of videos.
Pretty handy at it as well.
Oh, Steve's in as well. Even Steve, I didn't know he was in.
Do you see his video up today?
It's
warm down there. Everyone in their summer t-shirts. It's bloody warm today down in Dawlish.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of had me full there, and then I noticed it was from a previous year.
Yeah.
That's on his, we must have about 6 or 7 videos to watch when I go to bed in a minute.
We're still on about YouTube.
Yeah. We are.
You're going straight over to Netflix after this then, Nige?
Hey?
You're going straight over to Netflix after this?
Oh, God, no. No. See, I definitely think this is a lot better than StreamYard for what you can do with it. But I think if you just want basic live stream, StreamYard is a lot more basic, and I think it's a lot easier to navigate when you're doing it. Certainly for bringing up the comments, putting the comments on screen. I think StreamYard's a bit easier than that. Oh, look at this. It's Stevie's birthday, apparently. Happy birthday, Steve.
Hey.
21 today.
No, it's 5 days. I wished him happy birthday, I think, on Facebook. I'm friends with Steve on Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yeah, I know his real name.
It's Steve.
Yeah. That's motovloggers down here in the southwest. We're all like that. That's me on the bottom. That's Steve on the top. Well connected down there. We've got a little network we use. Yeah.
I think Steve, once he retires and starts doing this full time, I think his channel's really going to take off.
Yeah, I mean, it's good now, isn't it? With just how he sort of does it as and when. But yeah, I agree. I think when he stick at it full time, it'd be ideal.
I've not watched this week's one, but last week was really good. I enjoyed his wee tour. I think it was last week anyway. I think this week's a continuation of it, isn't
it? Says he couldn't face it for 2 years. Oh, what's Dunk on about? Cucumber Hub.
Cucumber Hub.
Oh dear. Oh, I see.
That must be the vegetarian version.
Oh, what's this to do? Oh, it was on the 10th. We're too late.
Nige, did you watch Chuchter on a Bike?
I did. He stuck my sticker on the Welcome to Scotland sign, I see.
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah.
Ron did say he was going to stick it on one of those Welcome to Scotland ones.
Yeah, he done
that. As I say, we went down to the gorge with the sole intention of plastering that, because I must have 10 or 11 stickers for different channels I could have put up on that one. And when we got there, the bloody sign's gone.
Well, I'm just waiting on a little bit better weather, so nothing's soaking, and I'm going to go down and stick a few stickers down the town where they park the bikes.
Well, let me know when you're going to stick one of my stickers out. I'll pay the VAT.
It's at 55%, Jerry, so I'll let you know.
Is that all?
I don't know. Next time we get stickers off of Jerry, Trump will have probably put taxes on them, won't he?
He ain't taxing nothing. He's taking taxes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you. He's sticking it on for everybody else in another country.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, he didn't say he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. He did say he was going to do that. That was the main thing. He says, I'm going to tax everybody. We're going to put tariffs on.
With him, you got to... You hear what he says. He always says the most outrageous thing to one side, but what he actually does is usually settles for something right in the middle. If you listen to what he says, it'll scare you to death. But you just don't. That's part of what he does is part of his negotiations.
Yeah, you know what my take on him from this side of the pond, Jerry, is that he's a businessman who's used to dealing with big numbers, and he can handle himself in these negotiations, and that's what he's doing there.
And that's what he's trying to do with everybody.
Yeah,
he laid off about 100,000 federal employees.
Yeah,
and
100,000.
Yeah, well, they got big buildings. They don't ever come into work, and some of the bosses have been trying to call them and going, "Hey, I can't get a hold of anybody because they're supposed to be at home working, but they're not."
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah, but is it not? I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of federal workers, isn't there, Jerry? There's a huge amount of people. So I think 100,000's a drop in the ocean, to be honest with you.
Well, they're looking at, they're finding out, where they're spending some of the money, like spending about $4 or $5 million for condoms for someplace in Africa, and just crazy stuff that there's stuff that's really good stuff that they're spending money on, but I think they're wasting a lot of money, and nobody wants them to look at that. They want to hide.
Of course they do, because there's no doubt a lot of kickbacks going on. A bit of money changing hands.
Kickback. The Chinese spend a lot of money here. A lot. I think they spend money in your country too, if I'm not mistaken.
We've had that conversation today, haven't we, Steve? About the Chinese. He was on about Freddie Dobbs's video when he said these people moaning about these Chinese bikes. He said, in that case, that iPad better go in the bin. That phone better go in the bin. He said that virtually everything's got something Chinese in it.
Well, but they've done stuff because they got a lot lower labor rate, and really they don't really do the research and development. Is the companies that go over there that have the stuff made, then the Chinese make it later using their own, whatever they want to call it. So they get they got significant, low labor cost. I wouldn't say slave labor, but close.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, and I don't know why, but it popped up in my bloody feed on YouTube, and it was an interview with Trump from a few years ago, and it said he was 900 million in debt at one stage.
Yep.
From deals that had gone wrong and everything, and he's obviously worth billions now.
Well, I don't, he's not doing this to. In my opinion, is going to be a president is not the way to make money. For him, he's going to lose more money. He's going to make because they sue him every time he does anything. So we got lawyers here that they'll sue at anything. And I don't know about your country. I don't think you guys lawyers are quite as sue happy as lawyers here.
It's getting worse, Jerry. It's they are joining the bandwagon. We're a little bit behind.
Oh yeah, especially if you say hurty words.
Yeah. Especially if you're a cyber bully, you better behave yourself because the bloody solicitors will be after you.
Yeah. I mean, talking about Chinese manufacturers, a lot of our bike bits are made in China.
Yeah.
We rely on a lot of their manufacturing. See, before Christmas, I ordered some stuff for drift. The drift cameras, mounts, and things like that, connectors.
Yeah.
Start of December it was, maybe the end of November. Still not got it, and I got the excuse last week that said we're waiting on our Chinese manufacturing plant to give us an update. So everything's made over there.
Yeah, I think they're having problems too, though, with their economy right now. I think they're kind of going in the toilet a little bit, also. I think everybody is a little bit.
Yep.
Tom's just joining. Evening, Tom. I've got his videos in the queue to watch as well. So I've got 6 or 7 to watch when I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
That'll annoy my wife when it's pitch black and there's the light from my phone lighting up the room.
But I have to say something about, I kind of watch some of the stuff on BBC and other things, and, you kind of get one side of the stuff on your politics and stuff. I have to say that you guys are the most nice and polite people I have ever seen.
Too nice.
Somebody will come and slap you in your face, and you slap your face, and you go, "Did I hurt your hand?" Really? Just so friggin' nice. I admire you guys a lot because you're so nice.
I gotta admit, I think we're one of the biggest mugs of a country going for what we put up with.
Yeah,
I really do.
But you guys do it, and you go out of your way to make sure people feel comfortable. You never say, you don't generally do anything impolite. That's a really good trait.
I don't think we're all like that, Jerry, but quite a few obnoxious individuals, but we tend not to look for an argument, eh?
Yeah, I think even the ones that are kind of argumentative, they do it in such a comical way that it's kind of funny,
Yeah, but the difference between us and you Yanks is that we don't carry guns around with each other, so you can't you got to watch what you're saying.
Now, mind you, it's getting a bit. You get this machete more than a gun over here now, isn't it?
That's true.
We just got people they can't afford a gun, so they'll go out and get their car and run into people. Just drive over 20 or 30 people. Crazy,
mad, isn't it? Absolutely bloody bonkers. But we are, as a country, I think we're absolute mugs at the minute. Anyway, that's the way we've gone.
Too soft. Too soft.
It's funny, actually, the 2 chaps that we met down in Cheddar Gorge today, I sort of mentioned to them that we do a live stream on a Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I think one of them said, "What's that about?" I said, "Well, we just sit there moaning and bitching, really."
So if you're watching, hi.
If you are watching, apologies, forgot your names, but nice to meet you.
When
One of them.
I was out on Friday, I stopped for my coffee, and I was on the Enfield, and this old guy, he must have been about 70, came up and he started chatting with us, and he was asking questions about the bike, and he didn't really know much about the Indian Enfields, but he had a BSA and a couple of old Ducatis, right? So we're chatting away, and he was talking about his son was going to buy a Continental, or what's the other one? The 650 versions anyway. Interceptor, is it?
Interceptor, yeah.
And he says, but they weren't sure because it's an Indian bike and we're not sure whether the quality is good enough. And I says to him, that's fine, it's okay. And I says, but look at my bike. My bike's now coming up for 3 years old, but it's still in great nick. I've said, but I use it through winter, but not too often. I've got other bikes. He says, what bikes have you got? I says, a couple of Hondas. He's seen his face. He was like, oh, right, okay. Total disdain. Didn't want to know about Hondas. He was like, oh, right, okay. Fucking.
And we used to call them all Jack crap, didn't we, when they first came out, wasn't it?
Well, that would probably be his perception of it. And then when I was standing there speaking to him, and this other guy got out his car and he went, nice bike. So the amount of folk that speak to you when you've got that Enfield, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you're right.
Everywhere you go, people.
Howie, have you ever owned a Royal Enfield?
Have I got a what?
A Royal Enfield. Have you ever owned one?
I've not owned one. I've ridden one when they used to rattle the fillings out of your teeth.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they still will.
I used to have some old some Triumphs and stuff like that, and the old Hondas, 1980s bikes. I've had loads of them. Yeah. Oh, that bike you saw me on the other week, Jerry. You were saying about it being a 1980s bike. That one I posted the picture up last time I was on the live stream. That was a GSX 750 ET. That was the bike I had straight after my test, 1981 GSX.
You can usually tell the 80s models, they have the rectangular headlight.
Yeah, I loved that bike. That was probably one of the ones I was sad to get rid of. If I found one today, I'd have one just to park in the back of the garage and keep it.
That's what I've got my eye on. I think that is lovely.
Oh, the 400. Is that the 400?
No, that's that new CB350.
Yeah,
I think that is lovely.
Nice. It looks nice.
If I sit on one and I like it, I'll probably go and get one as me granddad bike just to ride around the lanes on.
They're not too expensive either.
No, they're only about $5,000, I think, or something.
I think they're less than $4,000, are they not?
I don't know if you get
3.5, is it?
I don't know if you get that with it, but
what, the helmet?
If you get that with it, I'll get my name on the waiting list now.
I'll make it twice as troublesome, won't it, if you own one of them and one of them as well.
Oh yeah, Steve, did you say you're going to get one for review? Oh, what? Look at this. Look at that. 3882 plus on the road.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's it.
You could spend some of your retirement money on that, couldn't you, Nige?
Well, we had this conversation today as well.
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations, didn't we?
We did.
You now talk a lot, don't you? Do you much riding?
My wife saw me looking at GS 1250s and 1250 GSAs and said, "Are you changing your bike?" I said, "Well, I've been looking to see is it worth it, and what extra am I going to get as opposed to what I've got now with the GS." And to be honest, as I said earlier, that GS I've got now, the 1200, is far more capable than I'm ever going to be. So to be honest, I'll probably land up sticking with this. But it was a nice colour scheme on that 1250 though, wasn't it, Steve? Had all the HP colour scheme and all the boxes with it and everything.
Yeah, it looked like Bright, didn't it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you go to, when you were in Cheddar, did you go down to Helmet City?
No.
Because there's one up just on the other side of the gorge. If you go on the other road,
didn't they?
it might be, I don't know.
Yeah, the one
Bloke who
down,
runs that one's called Dean. He's a nice bike. He's a nice bloke.
one down West Bay shut on a weekend.
I don't know if they are shut on though. I'll have a look at one.
Yes, they are. They're shut Sundays and Mondays, aren't they?
Yeah,
Helmet
which is bloody
City.
stupid, really, isn't it? Because that's Sunday and Bank Holiday Monday. That's when all the bikes are down there.
Exactly. I mean, with how busy it gets as well, that's a hell of a customer base, isn't it?
You'd think they'd open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then shut the rest of the week.
Yeah. See, going back to that 350, nice. The only thing I find wrong with it is the colour schemes. They're a bit meh.
Bit naff.
Bit dull, I would have said. But Honda has a habit of doing that with the first gen bikes.
Steve says he's going to test one in spring, so I'll be anxious to see how it compares
I
to
will.
Royal Enfield.
GB.
I would like a little bike just to potter around on.
Yeah.
Brian says MV Brutale F4 is what he wants. Is that something you want, Steve?
Steve didn't rate that one, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was going to ask the rider if he's made up with BSA yet. Are they forgiving him yet?
Doubt it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Steve, have they begged your forgiveness yet?
I'm sure he's had the email. Gordon's just said last big bike he will have, the next one will be smaller and lighter. I mean, that pretty much covers everything apart from that K1600 you got now, Gordon. I just think everyone's smaller and lighter than that.
Yeah.
I might have a word with my local dealer where I got my Benelli from and see if he'll lend me a VSA. Have a look around it. I think there's a guy locally, Mark Pullen. He does some good review videos.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Exactly.
All rides and reviews. He uses my local dealer, and he's like probably hitched up with them, which is good for them.
Does he work in there?
Yeah, no, he borrows. But the last job he done for him, he decorated their new Enfield showroom for him. So he doesn't actually work for him. I think he might be a painter and decorator, but.
Oh, really? Yeah. There you go, Jerry. One for you.
Yeah, it's an R12, but I understand the question. Yes, there has been movement.
Oh.
Yes, there's movement. So as soon as the snow clears, I'm going to take one of my bikes. I'm going to take two of the bikes in and let them choose which one I get the best trade in on. Then I'll trade one of them in, and then I'll pay for the rest of it.
Very nice.
I think you'll keep your Tiger, and I think you'll keep your Thruxton.
I'm not taking the Thruxton, so it's not one of the two I'm taking out.
As long as the movement wasn't your missus going, no.
She surprised me. I mentioned keeping a Tiger for touring, and she goes, I don't really think I want to tour anymore, so there you go.
So could be the Tiger.
Oh yeah, if I can bring this up, this is the old going back to that Honda 350. This is like their classic version of it, I suppose. Let me see if I can remember how to work this bloody button.
Is it not the case the Honda 350 has been available in likes of India and the Asian markets for years?
I think so, Alex.
And they're only bringing it, but the versions are selling in the UK.
Doesn't that look like the Enfield though?
Yeah,
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't really build a standard bike without looking like something else, can you?
Yeah, it's true.
It kind of looks like some old Triumphs. It kind of looks like some even older Hondas.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the CB350 used to be a twin cylinder.
Mm.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And then they went to the 404, didn't they?
The NX400 flashed up the other day. Where did you see the ad for that? And do you know which countries are doing that in?
What, the NX400?
Yeah.
I don't know. It it flashed up in the side feed, and it was that was that one with that rather slim Japanese woman on, wasn't it?
I think
the girl, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
see, I presume you get that thrown in with the price as well.
That's extra. You have to add that one on.
But I was gobsmacked that it was a 400 because it looked quite a big bike, didn't it?
I thought they made a mistake because I thought that's an NX 500 because the front looks the same. Well, it looks very similar. I don't know.
Oh, look, too busy gas bagging and looking at that screen. I should be putting the comments up.
I went back and looked at that NX 400, and to be honest with you, I started wondering if it was actually something like AI or something. It's just, when you look at the NX 500, that 400 version seems far more chunkier and bigger.
It did. It looked real big. Mind you, she had full crash bars all the way up. She had bags on it as well, which was splaying it out.
They had two
And she's very small as well, so that's like a size.
I know,
She's very
but,
skinny.
But it just, I don't know whether it's a real bike or not, or whether it's
Gordon's talking proper bikes now. Look, Honda C90. Proper.
You can take them anywhere.
And he said the stuff.
Right, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna shoot off now, and catch you all later.
All right. Cheers, H.
All right, then. Take care, lady.
Cheers, buddy. Ta-da.
See ya. Bye. How do we get out of here again?
Oh,
There
you go.
How'd you get out? Let me go.
You're out of the room, but you're still in the room. You're in the back room. Just log out.
Apparently, according to Google, the NX 400 is available in Japan.
Oh, just Japan, is it?
At the moment, yeah. But it does exist.
Good.
And they did Honda did a 354.
Mm-hmm.
I should think so too. Bloody leaning forward on that. See, I wouldn't be able to lean forward. That tank would hit my stomach.
Not for much longer though, Nige.
Not on them tablets, Christ. No. Although I've been on them 2 weeks, I think, and I've lost some, but it's not a lot. It's probably about £3, I reckon.
You need to stop eating breakfast every day, mate. Yeah.
It's Steve. He's a bad influence. He even tried to get me to have a Mars bar this afternoon when we had coffee, but luckily I had the restraint to say
nothing about
no.
Mars bars. I was being your mum today.
Jerry. I thought it said health. It says Heath.
Yes, I don't do health stuff.
Oh, he's popping off down the M40. Cheers, Bright. See you Wednesday.
Yeah. I think we had quite a healthy day today, Nige.
I didn't eat nowhere near what I would normally eat.
Bacon and egg baguette and 3 coffees with no sugar.
Yeah, no sugar either. I haven't had sugar for 2 weeks either.
That was it in 6 hours. So I'm sure that's classed as a diet.
But I did have roast potatoes, broccoli, carrots, and toad in the hole when I got home. Do you know what that is, Jerry? Toad in the hole?
No, I have no. Half the stuff you talk about, I don't know what it is.
Do you know what like Yorkshire puddings are?
Yeah.
Like batter. It's with sausages in it. Oh, that's great. You haven't lived till you've had some toad in the hole.
A big tray of Yorkshire pud, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't eat the whole big tray.
Just 3 quarters.
No, it was very nice. But yes, we did. We had a very healthy day, didn't we?
So when they say a full English breakfast, what do they really mean? What is a full English breakfast?
Well, if it's a proper one, yeah, full fat. Bacon, egg, sausage, beans, mushrooms, tomatoes, either fried bread or toast, maybe a hash brown.
You died all that stuff, man.
What else is on the wish list?
Black pudding.
Evening, Jay.
Black pudding
in as well.
What's black pudding?
Oh, it's like a blood pudding.
It's disgusting.
It doesn't sound good, Steve. That doesn't sound good.
I've seen it made in a butcher's.
If you can imagine all the bits you don't want to eat,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and then mix with blood,
In
and then
fact,
put in a animal skin, and then fried up, it's gorgeous.
Mm.
Oh
Oh, we'll have to send you some over.
no.
No. Don't do
Come
it,
on,
Jerry. Don't do it.
keep
They,
it there.
they, they do black pudding and white pudding. So Google it.
Disgusting stuff.
no,
I'm
Why?
sure
the best thing ever, Nige. Black pudding.
Oh,
It's
I mean,
sent from the gods.
I
Black
still
pudding may be
can't
the
get
thing that keeps
over.
people from coming over and conquering your country is because they don't want to have to eat that stuff.
I still can't get over what they do to sausages in Scotland. I mean, they're supposed to be round, and they flatten them. They
Oh,
flatten them and make them square.
it's brutal, isn't it?
Right, if anyone in the side chat wants to come in, there's the link. If you click on that, come on camera. As long as you've got clothes on, don't frighten the bloody show. Don't frighten the life out of us.
Mm-hmm.
That
Next
little
time,
kev we use, Nige. Sorry.
next
Sorry.
time I have a full breakfast, Nige, up here, I'll send you a picture of the junk we get put on our table.
Oh. Karen's just said white pudding as well.
Yeah, very
I've never
nice.
tried white pudding.
I got to admit, we had that. Where was that? Oh, that video I put when we stayed in Bodmin Jail Hotel.
Yeah.
There was actually some white pudding on that in the morning. I actually ate it, and I was thinking I was eating something completely different. But I actually ate it, and it tasted not too bad, actually.
See, when I come down,
You don't know what it is. It's okay, isn't it?
When I come down in September, I'll bring some with us, gents. And
Don't you dare!
What are you bringing down for us?
I'll bring you black pudding and white pudding. Yeah,
Haggis.
Haggis. Get you some haggis as well. I'm not keen on haggis, but it's okay with the whiskey.
I tried my first haggis about a week ago. The son was having it, so I said I better have a try of that. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's all right. It depends who makes it, Steve. Right. I was at this. My pal got married many years ago at a fancy hotel across the water, and it's the best haggis I've ever tasted. I was looking at the waitresses going, "Any more going? I'll have some more of that, please."
But what actually is it?
Cheap stomach.
Oh, it is.
It's not awful. With a load
Yeah, I
of
bet it
barley
is
in it.
awful. I bet
Is
it's
it
bloody
awful?
awful.
Barley.
Man, you got
Barley they put in there.
It's one of them foods you'll look at, Jerry, and just think, I ain't eating that.
Nah, it's good. I don't have nothing with it.
Oh,
Basically,
Hey,
everything we like to eat is in some sort of intestine, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but if you see the way that so many years ago, I worked. I was wiring this new butcher shop up, right, and they did a lot of the cooking and they made hamburgers. That's an American delicacy, isn't it? Hamburgers, and they had this great big steel mixing bowl, right, floor standing, and they were throwing the stuff in, and I was going like that. Where's that? You're chucking that out? He says, no, it's the hamburger. It was all white. It was all shite. It was all the fatty food that ever had, right? And he gets a bucket of this red stuff, this dye, pours it in, and it all comes out looking lovely. That was your hamburgers that they were making. I was like, oh my goodness me. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I think if I had to cook stuff, I wouldn't eat very much at all.
Yeah.
Nige, I want to ask you about a video you did last week with a guy that was stopped you on the street and was talking about your bike. I think you called it the shaft or something like that.
oh yeah, he called it a rod.
Yeah. He was. How long did he talk to you? It's like
I was there. I think it was 24 minutes in the end, chatting to him.
that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant! And the funny thing was, he used to go in my parents' pub, so everybody that I knew, he knew.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's strange to run into somebody like that on the street.
Yeah. And I was just getting ready to get back on the bike, and he said, "Oh, nice bike," and it just started yapping like
all
that.
the time.
What, me?
Yeah, every time we stop and have a breakfast, someone you know walks in.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's solely because. Here we go. Here he is. Nice CB1300. I watched the video.
I've got a delay.
Can you hear us, Dylan, or not?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Are you watching?
I've just turned the telly off. I had it there and I've got a delay between the telly.
Ah, I see.
You're not in the car today?
For a change, no.
Your daughter doing all right?
Yeah,
Certainly doesn't look like a car.
She's good today. Yeah,
It's good.
yeah. You saw that video on Really Good, did you?
With Dave, yeah.
Yeah,
They're great bikes, though, aren't they? They are superb. I love those CB1300s.
We don't get them here. We've never gotten them.
Never had them over there.
Hmm.
Oh, they're lovely.
Oh, you don't know what you missed.
Yeah, I know. You know, it's kind of strange how some bikes come to one country and don't come to another country. You know, Australia gets something we don't get, or we get something they don't get. Canada even.
No, I think you guys are the reason the Hayabusa got redone, and that they might bring back the GSXR 1000 because they still sell them in the States,
Yeah,
but they
so.
kill them off in Europe.
They're trying to kill all your bikes off, aren't they? Pretty much by 2030.
Yeah. Unless it's electric.
Unless it's electric. But it's only new bikes. You can still register old bikes, I think so. I might buy one or two new bikes before then, and then you'll just buy old stuff.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the price of a gallon of? Your gallon's different than ours; it's bigger. But what's the price of a gallon of super gasoline there?
It's not by the liter. It's not by the liter here, so it's what it's
4 liters.
47.
It's where I think we're around, depending where you go, between €1.73 and €1.82 a litre for petrol. Diesel is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's the other way about here. I was $1.42 a litre in Dundee just Friday, so we're a bit cheaper than you.
Yeah, I was up in up the north of Ireland last weekend, and I think petrol was 1.32 a litre there in sterling. So
that'll be the 10%. Shite they put in it. I can't remember what they call it, but the
ethanol.
Some of the garages here do have the fancy, whatever it is, the slightly higher,
100
graded petrol,
99 octane or something like that is.
Yes, we had some of that today.
Something like that.
Yeah, 5%.
Yeah, I put some of that in the NT usually. Definitely when I got it new. I don't think you get that in the States either, do you? The NT 1100.
What's that? Hey, I think we do.
It's coming now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I only use the good stuff in all my bikes. I never put the 10%.
Well, we only have, most garages don't have it here. You'd have to. So there's the one garage, the main garage I would use in the town has it. But if I'm out on the road and you're running low, and if the garage doesn't have it, most of them don't. Some of the bigger, so a lot of the petrol stations here are small little affairs now. The larger ones with multiple pumps and a kind of little supermarket on them, they tend to have the expensive stuff. So
I found that in Europe.
You're running low, you just grab whatever's there.
Yeah, definitely. I found that in Europe last year when I was on my tour, that you had to get the 10%. Couldn't get the other good stuff. But it's okay to do it all the time.
My question is,
you're burning it, isn't it? If you're on tour and you're using it, it doesn't matter. If you're going to store your bike over the winter, it splits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't leave it in there.
Had trouble with it coughing and spluttering after a winter of being stored up.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Jerry?
Well, I was just trying to do some math here. At about 180 a liter, that's almost, this rounded up to 8 pounds for 4 liters. That's about a gallon.
That was euros. It's 140 in the UK pounds.
So what is you convert 140 in UK pounds is that's still it's going to be about $8 or $9 a gallon.
It's not cheap, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we pay per litre what you pay per gallon.
that's what Vic say. You
But it has ever been thus. I think I was in the States fucking 100 years ago. But like that, you saw the price if you're trying to work out in your head and you're going, Jesus, I could run my bike for like 6 months on that.
Yeah.
But then you have cars with ginormous fuel tanks and you've got roads like America's effectively a continent, isn't it? It's just bloody huge, massive. Like you get Ireland to get lost in one state multiple times over.
Yeah. I loved Ireland. Went over there about 3 or 4 years ago. It was nice. More tourists than there were people from Ireland, though.
Yeah, if you go to the touristy bits, yeah, like there's bits like Killarney's lovely, but it's at certain times of the year it's just packed with tourists, so everything's mad expensive. So the locals won't go near the place because like a pint of Guinness is nearly a tenner, and all the hotels are mad money. So people will probably go to B&Bs or they'll stay just outside and kind of fly. It's a lovely place, but yeah, it's.
I thought
we're one of those. How do they budget? How do they do it? Yeah, we don't. We're not a. Sorry, they don't market us as a budget tourist destination. We're kind of the country that they kind of they advertise themselves as kind of like a high-end tourist destination, if you know what I mean. You don't come here for a €2 packet of chips and a cheap beer. You go to the sun for that. Here you're coming for the experience, so we can charge the shit out of you for an experience.
That makes it all right.
The good thing is the rain's free.
Yeah. Well, it's like say we no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear. Bear me a second, will
you? Jerry, I've done a bit of number crunching there. For us, a gallon of fuel in the UK pounds is £6.36.
Okay.
That's for the dear stuff. That's like 99 octane or something like that. When I converted the pounds to dollars, it's about 6.35 is about $8 just now.
Yeah. I think there's only one place at California and probably New York. Their gas prices are about double where everybody else is. But you're still pretty high, and that's mostly tax, I think.
Huge amount of tax. But in saying that, see, during COVID, fuel was like almost £2 a litre at one time.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was mental. It really was. When I did
the Iowa crazy.
Sky, when I did Iowa Sky, it was 180 a litre.
Sorry, was that the wife called?
Oh, she must be obeyed.
Yeah, I'm on the mooch to upgrade my NT this year, so I have to be good.
Are you sticking with the NT though, going for the all singing, all dancing?
Yeah, I love it. I love the bike as it is, and I didn't think they were going to upgrade it until 2026. But the electronic suspension is the big change that I think is worth going for. I mean,
I'm assuming that's the same one that's on the African Twin, is it? They're just going to put it on
there.
Yeah,
well, I think it's the same. Well, it'll obviously be, it's
a question then. Would you prefer that NT if it was shaft drive?
No.
Would you not?
No, because it'd have to lash the price up on it, add a bit of weight to it. It doesn't. I'm quite happy. Look, here's the thing. I'm driving bikes donkey's years. I've never had a shaft drive. I've always managed with a chain. If I was going on a long tour, I'd be getting the bike checked and serviced anyway. If I knew I was going to be going away for a 3,000-mile trip and the chain looked shit, I'd change the chain. Yeah. It's sprockets, you know what I mean? It's one of those things you factor in. Wouldn't have put me off. I did love the Cross Tourer. And I was kind of hemming and hawing about picking one of them up because I really wanted cruise control because I reckoned I'd be going long distance. And then when they announced the NT, I was like, oh, I'm all over that. I test rode an Africa Twin and an NT on the same day, and I preferred the NT because I don't go off road. I'm a tarmac rider, loves that stuff. And for the money, what you were getting as base equipment, and I'm a Honda file anyway, so I have to have a Honda badge on it for me. It's like, I don't need an Africa Twin. I don't need a big tall bike. It's better rolled whole. Comes with the side boxes, comes with the main stand, comes with all the bits you have to pay extra for in the Africa Twin. So
yeah,
I
had a cross tourer before the NT, and the NT is a far easier bike to ride. The cross tourer, brilliant engine. That engine was fantastic, but geez, it was a top heavy bike. You had to be careful.
Yeah. I remember you said, because it was one of the early videos of yours that I think I watched, wasn't it, when I first started watching your channel, was
Yeah.
You had the cross tour, then I remember you saying then how top heavy it was.
Oh, it was a bugger. You had to, every time you come to a junction, and you were sort of, right, how am I going to get my feet down here and make sure it's not on a camber? Because
it was the engine I wanted, that Honda and V4s, you know.
Yeah. Well, I had the F at first, the 1200F, and it's the same engine. Just the X was toned down a bit, but they were still mental. They were so quick, smooth, and powerful. Brilliant.
Because I had a VFR 800 FI and the V4. And that's like, Honda used to be the V4 kings, and now it's like, if you want a fancy V4, you go Aprilia or you go Ducati, isn't it? They're the gaffers of it now. But I think for the road, I mean, as I said, for long distance, the Mrs. loves coming on the back of it. Does everything I needed to do. So I'm going to hopefully go with the new one.
I quite fancy it as well, but it's too much money to change. My bike's only 2 years old, so
yeah, mine's only a year old, and it still costs me a little bit too much to change. But I think it's worth. But I'll keep this one, I reckon, for 5 or 6 years, and then we're getting into this 2030. Are they actually going to start trying to ban new internal combustion engine vehicles? You're kind of going. So I'm going to try and buy new stuff and enjoy it before they freaking ban everything, you know.
I know. Great bikes, though. Brilliant tourers. I love my bike.
Yeah, I mean, I have the CB1300 for mipping around as well. I have a Honda Blackbird too, so I've got to. It needs a lot of work, but it still runs. So I'll hold on to that.
Good bikes. Good bikes indeed.
Did you see Triumph announce a new version of their rocket? So I was thinking Jerry must be looking for a loan of one of them off somebody for the salt flats next year.
I'm going to do a test ride on one. I'm going to do a test review, a 1.5-minute test review in August. We'll see how
they must be amazing. Like the engine wise.
Only time I ride them is wide open, so I don't know how they ride. No idea.
You don't have to worry about corners or any of that nonsense.
No, I just
it's the sound of that engine. It reminds me of the old Spitfire, the old World War II plane.
Yeah,
hell of a sound.
We're getting a exhaust system from Australia. It's coming in here at the end of the month. Then once we get that in, we're going to take it over to Seattle and have it dyno tuned. But we're getting close. But I won't ride it until I get out in the salt. Then, like I said, I've never ridden it really slow, so I don't know how it is.
So what sort of power is that pumping out at the moment then?
It's probably putting out about. It was putting out last time it was dynoed 160 horsepower, but we'll probably go up to about 180 this time. I rode one that was 260 horsepower, and that's the one I folded up, left in little bitty pieces. But it still looked better than some of those bikes I saw at the auction.
So some of those were unique.
Cool, weren't they just?
Somebody should have said, had to have a friend to go, man, you really don't know what the hell you're doing. I mean, every bit he put on one of those bikes made the bike uglier. Every bit, everything he put on, he changed, and that was even my wife thought they
looked like a paint job out of the 70s, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but one of them looked like it was done with sequins, stuck all over it and stuff.
And it sold for $34,100.
But it's said there's someone for everyone, isn't that what they say?
Well, that particular bike got more pictures. It's like if you're something you're really, really different, and people take your picture. It's not because you're good. It's just you're just really different. And that bike had a lot of attention.
It just goes to prove that money doesn't buy class, does it? Yeah,
You're right, Alex. Right.
I did think that one with the ass end of a car was nice, though.
Oh yeah, that was the guy. That was talent to build it and look like a car with had a Boss Haas engine, V8 engine.
Yeah, V8, wasn't it?
He started with something that wasn't anything and made it that. This guy started with a decent motorcycle and made it.
Ruined it.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Who's the guy from the States that invented? Was it House of Colours? Is it? He was a 70s painter, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, House of Colours. He was around when Boy Coddington was around. I can't think of his name now. He done some wild paintwork, didn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know you're on about. I wasn't even born then.
I'm the only one here not retired.
I'm probably the youngest one in the room now.
Maybe you should start putting us in order of age then, Bottom right be the oldest, so I'll be over here, bottom right. Alex was talking earlier about this old guy, this really old guy. He must have been 70 and going, that's a young guy.
Yeah, no, sorry. The point about the old guy, he was still in his boiler suit and he was clearly working in a dirty job. He was like a farm worker or something, right? And I was just standing there thinking, geez, mate, you're not retired yet. You're not got out of the rat race. But and he had manky hands. God knows what he was doing, but he was a workie at that age. And I thought, oh, pity you.
You don't want to do that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Some people really do enjoy their jobs and they die without them. I wasn't ever one of those guys.
No.
As soon as I turned 60, I got out of the.
I've got to say, the job I'm doing now, best job I've ever had. Brilliant. Love it. Never give this job up.
The grandkids, right?
Yeah, retired.
Retired. Yeah.
Steve, as Gordon's in, does Gordon know you're going with him in June?
Possibly, yeah, because we've all had the sleeping arrangements and everything.
I take it Gordon's going in June.
I think he is.
You just got to watch him when he pulls into garage forecourts. Make sure he's got the side stand down or whatever, or he's got his stabilizers on.
To be fair, you got to watch a lot of them.
It's when the bridges are shut. That's what I like.
From what I hear, you'll be okay for Mars bars, though.
When the road was closed on the bridge, you went down a cycle path, didn't you? Which I thought that made me chuckle. You off on any tours, Dylan, or not?
I'm going to do a few small trips in Ireland. There's a thing we do here called there's a group runner called the Irish Photo Rally, and they pick 24 points around the country, and it's to encourage people to get out on their bike. And if you do at least 12 of the points, and you take a photo of your bike at each point, log it on a website. If you do at least 12 points, you get a bronze pin badge, and if you do all 24, you get a gold pin badge, and I think if you do 20, you get a silver. And then early February each year, they have so next February they'll have like a dinner and they present little certificates and pin badges and stuff like that. But it's a great little event, and it encourages people just to get out and go places and on their bike. So they're scattered all over the country. So that's my plan to get spins in for the year.
You probably heard
the only issue
on previous ones we've been saying that we want to do the Wild Atlantic Way.
That's lovely because it covers the coast base from Donegal right on down.
Because it really does go in every nook and cranny, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes right in and out. And if you were to go, say, Scotland and across into Northern Ireland, you can do the coastal causeway route as well, which is their little top of the teddy bear, the teddy bear's head. and then the whole thing. But a lot of people do it in stages, as in you'd come over, do a good long stretch for over a week, and then maybe come back a couple of months later and do a bit more, because it's massive. And if the weather's with you, it's beautiful.
But I mean, is it
You wouldn't
like,
want to rush it, would you?
what, Steve?
You wouldn't want to rush it, would you?
No, you wouldn't want to.
No. But I mean, is it like the NC 500? Does it get bonkersly busy now?
It does get busy. It does get busy, but it's also like you'd have coach tours, just car tours, but because it's such a long stretch, it's the whole coast. And it is it's a touristy place anyway. But they've done the roads up nice along it now, and everything's well signposted. It's basically there's a metal there's a wave sort of symbol on that they have on signposts. As long as you're kind of following that, you can't go bad.
What's your mountain passes like? Because there's more to Ireland than just your course.
I would say I haven't done any on a bike in a million years. I used to up around the Wicklow Mountains when I was a young lad on my Fireblade and get myself in a lot of trouble. But if you look at Really Good TV's YouTube channel, he's done a load of those passes, and he's a BBC. He's a cameraman by trade, so the shots and stuff he has of it are fabulous. So I would say have a look at his, because he's done a whole series on them. And they're bloody amazing. I would only really know the Wicklow Gap and the Wicklow Way. I've used to go out in them in my 20s. A group of us used to go out on our sports bikes, being a bit silly, and they're quite nice.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it in June, coming across to Southern Ireland on the NT. So,
you'll get some beautiful roads up there. And I like that. I said, if you go up into the any of them, like Donegal, Wicklow Mountains, Kerry. That's what I'm saying. If you have a look on Dave's channel, the Really Good TV channel, he has. Nobody people break down their stuff. If you find those passes, like the Caha Pass and all those, they are fabulous.
They look good, because that's my kind of riding. I like that type of mountain pass ride.
And roads are pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
All that EU money getting spent.
Got to go somewhere.
Because there was that one where Saddlebags put the drone up, didn't he, and followed his mate up on the bike. I can't remember what that pass was called. That really snakes its way up.
Yeah,
I found a website that lists a whole bunch of the passes in Ireland. I can't remember where it is, but there's loads of stuff.
There's tons of them, and then you've got the famous ones and they'll have fairly good roads, and like that. If you go June, July, August, if you're riding in England or in Scotland or Wales, it's the same. You prepare for all crappy weather. That time of the year, you should get decent weather, and you might get rain on for a couple of minutes or an hour, and then you'll be fine.
No midges, hopefully.
We don't get so many of them here. As not, like I've seen, like in Scotland, you get. I've seen some of the clips on it. It's like you get eaten alive, but
Healy Pass.
The Healy Pass. That's it.
Healy Pass. That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It's the west coast of Scotland that gets the midges. Us on the east are more discerning. They don't eat us.
You fancied the south most, didn't you? No, I think you fancied the south first, don't you?
Of
the southern end,
Ireland.
Yeah.
I'd
do that one year.
I mean, like Dylan said, it'd be good to break it into sections, and then you've not got to think, right, we've got to do X amount of miles today. You can
don't do it that way. Do it give yourself, like, say you're coming for a week or 4 days. Like if you come into Holyhead and then head down towards Wicklow, Waterford, down around that way, and kind of hit the bottom of the Royal Atlantic Way and come up. But if you had a week and took your time and enjoyed it, and then at any point you can whip back. I mean, Ireland's fucking tiny, so like at any point you can whip back over to Dublin, and if they do it in one big dash, you do it maybe 3 hours max. You drive for 5 hours in this country and fall off the fucking thing. So it's not that big. So so like maybe like if you're in the States, you know what I mean, you get 6 days and you still haven't left the same county. So like, fuck this, So you could come over, you could do a nice coastal toury trip, and then you get to a certain point and go, right, we'll just beeline straight back to the ferry port. there's nowhere in this country you can't get to within 6 hours. You know, that's the way. It's the like
Yeah.
even top to tail. That's it's not that big. So take your time with the booking.com and these places. You can book yourself a B&B or something kind of on the fly, or just pick a few points. And most of them now will give you up to 2 weeks beforehand to cancel the booking. So if you get somewhere and go, do you know what, we'll book 2 or 3 along the way, and then we'll skinny back, and then come back a couple of months later and do another stretch of it.
Yeah.
So I'm planning to go from Stranraer to Belfast, and then come down that way. I haven't decided which way. I've been up along the top.
You've gone up around the top. Okay.
I've done.
So if you come down and you'll come down from that way, then you'd hit sort of Meath and hit into Dublin and hit there. It's kind of more, you didn't want to be going kind of Wicklow, Waterford, down the bottom and around, or up or over, kind of, because when you come into Belfast, it's not too far to get you to Donegal.
Yeah.
And come down that sort of way. I'm not saying Dublin isn't good crack and around those sorts of areas.
I'll
the really scenic stuff you'll see as you go.
I won't be anywhere near Dublin. I'm going there to ride the roads and well, I'll drink the beer somewhere. Yeah. But no, I want to go down through your mountains, do the mountain passes, maybe do some of the coast down on the southwest.
But if you get across the centre, you go into the Wicklow Mountains, cut across, or if you go up in any of those, like you won't be disappointed.
No. But I'll probably about a week or something. But that's all I've done. And going back to bacon.com, I did have a look at the accommodation. It's everywhere. There's loads of it.
Oh, you get stuff everywhere, and then you just I'm not saying avoid, but like places like the big tourist town / tourist traps. If you don't stay in them, just stay near them.
Yeah.
And when it's like I said, the country's quite small, so like you could stay somewhere a couple of miles just outside. You can still bump into Killarney or Kerry or any of the big places, see all the, if you want to do the sightly stuff. But if you're just there for the mountain passes and the back lanes and country roads, then it's even cheaper again, because you'll stay in some little village or some little town somewhere, these little B&Bs, and you'll be fine, you know.
Yeah. So that's the thinking for a tour in the summer, but we'll see. I also want to go back to Norway, but I don't know.
You said it's so bloody expensive, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah.
And it's across the board, isn't it? Everything's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, there was £6 for 2 bottles for a litre bottle of water, essentially. £6. It's mental, absolutely mental. Yeah. But you're driving in places, and the roads weren't busy. They were busy. They were quiet.
Yeah.
And the scenery and the sheer size of the mountains that were around you. And I wasn't even in the highest parts of Norway. I was in the southwest, but it was just magnificent. And there's so much more I want to do, but I would go a lot further north, I think, if I went back to Norway. But I haven't made up my mind yet. It depends. I'll see.
I think I'd like to go sort of Italy and France and up to the Alps, because I've been to Lake Garda, as in I flew over and we went on a family trip, but saw tons of bikes and stuff as I was there. So there's a place like that, and I've driven in France in a car, and that's the reason why when I was looking for a touring bike, I wanted one with cruise control, because if you want to get to anything, you gotta take the motorway.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're going to be sitting for 3 hours with your hand just held in that one spot trying to keep, it's like, no, I want to stick the cruise control on. That'll do me. And then when I get there, I can turn it all off.
I came back from Switzerland up to Amsterdam in 2 days. I did it in 2 days, just on the autobahn. I just blitzed up there on the bike, and like you say, and I wasn't going the fastest. There were Porsches and Mercedes and BMWs just flying past me like I was sitting still. Mental road.
Jerry, you were saying you're getting your you're modifying the rocket. In that class you race in, is it anything goes, or as long as the bike is naked, or is there limitations on what you can do?
There are 3 different classes. You got your production, where it's just like going off the showroom. Then you have a modified, means you can change like your exhaust system. But then you have your streamline, which means you can add aerodynamics to the bike. And nobody really makes any aerodynamics for the Rocket 3 because the radiator is like huge. So nobody wants to ride one of those out on assault, because you can't you can't give it any throttle without breaking the rear tire loose. Anything at all, anything at all. The back end's trying to pass the front end. That's
And
my.
can you run spiked tires or anything like that, or does that not work on that sort of
You can't
salt?
use it. You got to use they have to be speed rated tires. So if you're running in a
Gotcha.
speed over 150 miles an hour, they have to be VR rated, and they don't make that for the back tire for the Rocket 3. So what we do is we go there, we cry, we beg, and let us to run over 150 miles an hour. Then they look at our tires after each run. So they put a limitation on what we can run because of the bike's so big. They looked at the Rocket 3 and they go, nah, we're not going to let you run because the tires on the back tire on the Rocket 3 is this wide, So, but yeah, we're not going to be very modified. I mean, we ran pretty close to stock last time, but it's fun.
When what's it? Your record is that then in the production class? Is it the one you have at the minute, or was it modified?
Well, I had to run in a modified class because once somebody sets a record in a class, say the production record was over 150, that means I have to have a speed rated tire of over 150 to run. So we didn't have that. So we just took the license plate holder off the back of it, and they said, now you modified. And I said, yeah. So now I can run in a different class that doesn't have a speed record.
Very good.
And once a record's set, then the next guy has to run with the rated tires. So it's kind of a weird. It's a little bit of a loophole in the rules, and we're going to exploit that again this year.
I got to admit, I didn't realise how many rules and what have you there were till you started going through them all.
Oh, the book is this thick on the rules.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and if they catch you out there when you're riding with a Rocket 3, you're running with the foot pegs in front of you, right? They're forward. Well, you can't keep your legs on the friggin' foot pegs at 150 miles an hour. Legs be blowing off.
Oh, bloody hell.
Then the safety guy comes and starts yelling at you because you had your feet off the foot pegs. Well, hell, the only way I could keep them on would be to duct tape them on.
Yeah.
You got to, like those cyclists have, the clips, the clips on your boots, like the cyclists use.
Yeah, that would have killed me the first time I crashed.
Oh, exactly. If you come off your legs, it'd still be on the bike.
Yeah, put a set of cleats on it. Something's just flashed up on here with the old 1300 GSA. Old Dave with really good TV. I remember watching his videos and he was saying about the 1300 and he couldn't justify getting one because of what he would get for his and how much the expense would be. What changed his mind then, do you know?
I think he was able to get a good deal. I think he sold his bike. I think he sold his private, and I think he was able to get a good deal. And then also, I think he went to a different BMW dealer, and they were just able to give him a really good deal. And I think it's kind of also like that thing. It's kind of the way you just kind of go, feck it, you're only going to do it kind of the once to make that jump in. And I'll tell you what, I saw that bike in the flesh. It is bloody gorgeous.
Is it?
They look much better in the metal. It's a lovely looking machine. I would have always liked the GSA over the GS because it has that big Tonka toy sort of I'll go anywhere sort of vibe off it. But it looks really nice. And he has the one with the aluminium tank with the nice welds and everything on it. It looks, yeah. And when you stop, it's got the electronic suspension that lowers.
Lowers it, yeah.
So when it's parked or when you come to a stop at lights, it kind of down. But it's a beautiful machine. You can't deny the engineering. It's fabulous.
What bike we're talking about? I had to miss.
He's got the 1300 GSA. A friend of mine, Dave.
I said, did he know? Because one of the videos I watched with Dave's really good TV, he was saying he couldn't justify the expense and the cost of the upgrade to get the 1300. And what changed his mind to actually get one? Yeah. But he said he was offered a good deal on it. So.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of a different dealer was giving him a good deal. He was able to actually sell his own one at a good price because he keeps his bikes immaculate. You know, the sort of way he's fastidious about cleaning them. So I think he just said like that perfect storm. A lot of things just came together, and he was able to get it. But like I said, I met up on there. There was a local bike dealer was having a kind of meet up, and I saw his bike in the metal, and it's one of those that they may not look great when you're looking at them on the website with the white background, but the same DNT, or any of them when they're on those digital, and you're configuring them when you're and they're not you don't see them in the metal, but once you actually see them,
I've got to admit, I haven't seen one in real life yet, but every photo I've seen, it just looks Lego.
It does, but to see one in the metal, and they are a very good looking bike. I mean, I'm a bloody Honda foil through and through, but I can appreciate a good looking bike, that sort of way. But it looks an awful lot better in the metal than it does. And because I was over there to see they had a 2025 NT standard, because the electronic suspension one isn't coming in here till the earliest, maybe June. And we don't get a big allotment of them here. And it takes forever. Like it's the same again. I think that Hornet SP won't be available till April here. And they're not bringing in the standard one. So it's we've got to wait for frickin' ages,
All of those SPs, they're kind of a matte color, aren't they?
It's one color. It's a matte black paint scheme with a little gold trim. I was watching. Do you guys watch Lamb Chops? Did you see someone? He got picking his up, but someone else through that dealership has had his painted NSX yellow.
Yes, I did see.
I thought that's brilliant. Yeah. If I had the money, that's what you do.
I like it. I like the glossy paint better anyway, but that was really stood out.
Because at least, as you said, when he goes to bike night and there's 9,000 other SPs there, his one will be it'll be unique, because I think that they're going to sell a shed load of those.
I saw the big GS and in the flesh, as it were. Now it didn't really push any buttons for me. I still thought it looked shit ugly.
They're supposed to take a beginning. I prefer the GSA to the standard one. The standard one looks a little bit too sporty and slim for me. But
I'll tell you the bike that I really do like, but I'll probably never buy, is the Harley Davidson Pan American. To me, it's got something about it that's different from everything else. And actually, I've sat they have a show in Edinburgh every year, and they have Harleys there, and I was able to get a sit on one, and it just felt so good. But I'm not buying any more big bikes.
They were the first ones to bring in that electronic lowering suspension too.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you when I came back. I heard you talking about that, and I thought, is that what you're talking about? But
the headlights threw me off that one initially, but they've kind of grown on me. But something that I think is, have you seen the new Tracer 9 GT? The headlights on that someone's hit that with the ugly stick. In my opinion, I'm sure technologically it's fabulous, but Jesus, you still have to be able to look at your bike and go, ooh.
I know. There we go. There's the Harley.
Yeah. But there's a niceness about that, that sort of way. It's definitely, if you look at that and you go, that's a Harley.
Yeah.
And fair play to them for trying something different.
Indeed. It was.
We got to get Nige one of those adjustable suspensions,
He's got that on the GS.
GS comes with electric. You have electronic suspension, Nige.
It has, yeah. And it's funny when you change it won't let you doing it while you're riding it. So the electronics is adjusting, but the preload on it, you could only adjust that if you stopped. But you can feel it when you change it. You can feel it going up and down. So the preload's changing, and but I mean, when you put it in maximum, it just locks it up pretty much solid.
Yeah, I'm a bit of.
And if you put it in dynamic on that suspension as well, it is just completely rigid. But you feel every bloody pothole going. I mean, some of them potholes we managed to miss today, wasn't it, Steve? I mean, we went down through the gorge. And I said to Steve, we went down through Cheddar Gorge, and I know they got Cheddar Caves. I didn't realise they were in the friggin' tarmac, though.
It must have been 2 foot wide, 3 foot long.
Hey, Nige, You gotta have to be careful with those potholes taking those pills.
I know. It was bloody
I reckon
dodgy.
some of them potholes were 3 foot long and 2 foot wide, and at
That's
least
not
4
a
inches
pothole.
deep.
That's a ditch.
It was a cave.
That's the pothole over here.
Bloody luxury.
But them idiots, wasn't it? When we went down through the gorge and we looked up, and there was just stack loads of people all stood right up the top of the cliff, right on the edge. And yet you only had to look down there, and there was rocks and everything falling where it's all bloody come crashing down.
That's called natural selection, Nige.
Oh, bloody hell. But those idiots that were, well, they were just going to climb up, weren't they? You can see them there tapping in their bloody ice picks and what have you into the rock in there, and yet it's all falling down beside them. Bonkers. Absolute bonkers. Gordon's just said electronic suspension's the way to go. Till it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Although, I think Dave did well when he had his redone, didn't he? A really good TV.
Yeah, but I don't think on his. See, he did 1200, so I don't think that was like. Or maybe they were. No, it probably was. It did have the electronic, didn't it?
I think Mist and Flyer had one that went bad. I think it was electronic too on his 1200.
I mean, if you buy replacements, it's absolutely bonkers, absolutely crazy money. But I know Dave found a place that took it all off, didn't he? Had it.
Yeah, he. I think it was it was a dealer here took the stuff off, and then I think he either had it shipped away to a place in the UK. Because you guys have loads of little places over there that will. That's one thing to love about over there. There's loads of little engineering firms all over the country. Like half the Formula One cars are all built in these wee little engineering crowds do loads of little work on them. So there's a crowd rebuilt it all for him, and I think he said he was able to get that done, like pay for getting them taken out, sending it away, getting them repaired, putting them back in, and it was still cheaper than getting one off because BMW to get the official BMW ones. He said just to get one of them was
I'm pretty sure he said it was about €1,300 total he paid, whereas that wouldn't have even covered the cost of one, let alone the
paint. I think he was. I think that's kind of. I think he wasn't happy with the way it was sort of pitched to him from the dealer at the time, so I think that kind of soured him for a while. But then he's.
When they go wrong, what happens with them? Do they just collapse, or do they leak, or do they?
I think is it the servos that go on them or something, and it just doesn't respond properly. I'm not 100%. He didn't exactly say what it was. He knew they were going, and it was going to cost a bajillion euros to fix them through an official BMW.
I've just so we all know, I had the 30-minute warning come up just now because on the free plan on this, you're limited to 2 hours. So I had the 30-minute one come up. We got 9 minutes to go before it automatically kicks us out.
Yeah. I'm going to need to go soon anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Nige, you can always apply for a free grant from the USA thing. They give money away.
Yeah, tell them it's for DEI. You'll be fine. Yeah. Condoms for old blokes.
Yeah. Tell them you're working from home.
What's
from home? Anything else? Come on, add it on because we're busy.
What's Gord said? Trouble is, he's on about his suspension. Like when he has it in road mode, fully loaded, I can't get my side stand down.
That's true.
Very little ground clearance anyway. It would be if I was sat on the bastard. But I got to admit, as much of the moaning and everything I did about that GS and it didn't feel right and all that, we had a good play today, didn't we, Steve?
Yeah, but
you know what? Back for sure.
And I got to admit, I was impressed how that bloody Benelli went round bends.
Yeah, it's just Chinese crap, isn't it?
Now, you know why it worked better, your suspension this time? It's because you could see where you're going with your glasses being clear.
Yeah, that's probably it. Bloody good job we could with them potholes going down through cheddar. Christ.
No, it's nice to chat to you all, guys. I'm going to jump off.
Yeah, cheers for coming on, Dylan. Brilliant.
Nice one.
Take it easy, guys.
All right, buddy. Cheers. Take care, mate.
See you later. Cheers.
Right. What we got? 7 minutes.
I don't think there's that many left on in particular.
No, there's only 4 in the side chat now.
I'm sure you can get bad in 7 minutes, Nige.
Again?
So when
dear.
this stops being live, is that like on YouTube, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I presume you could still... I don't know.
You do. Yeah, it's
We've
there.
done before, haven't we? We carried on for at least another half an hour. But
I don't know whether it does. I don't know.
them tram lines in the road were quite fun today.
They were. I want to just show you this, if it will let me. If I can work out how to press the button and show it. I'd have to find it first. And I know which one it's in. It's just whether I can find the actual bit. Or in there, its own little bathroom. Let me shut it up. I'll shut that up. I'll find the bit I want to show you because I was chuckling like a little girl to myself on the way home. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there it is.
You uploaded your footage already?
This, I've bunged it from the cards across, yeah. Oh, that's a good thing. I think I mentioned it earlier, but Jerry won that. Micro SD cards for your cameras and things. I normally just get like the SanDisks and all that because I know that they're good quality and that. But Patriot, who make RAM and that for computers, motherboards and everything, they do their own SD cards. And I bought a 512 gigabyte and it was only 26 quid. And I've used it a couple of times now in the camera and it's been bang on. So if you're after SD cards, you don't have to go spending silly money. You can get the cheapy. Right, let me see if it'll upload this. Oh, you bugger. It ain't going to let me. That's a shame. I'll put it up as a shortish one. It's a grown man acting like a kid.
What did I do?
I blame Steve. He was egging me on today.
Oh, Steve.
I was having so much fun today. I didn't film a lot.
But I still don't know why. Right, we got 4 minutes. I still don't know why. Occasionally, when we're close, it interferes with the comms, I think.
It does, yeah.
Which is
surprising. There seems to be a spot where we get like very bitty conversation, don't we?
Yeah, and it's weird, isn't it? Because I mean, they're both the new generation mesh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. God said Craig's got
when
all
we
his bloody
peel
memory
off,
cards.
When I peel off to Wimborne and you're heading off your way, we can stay in touch for miles nearly, can't we?
I was surprised it went as far as it did and we were still connected.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Nige, if it doesn't work right, you can always sell it to Joe.
Well, I've got the Pack Talk Bold in the drawer, sat there doing nothing.
We had that conversation as well, didn't we?
We did. I was going to keep that and use that as an extra one in the group and then record from that, straight to a voice recorder. Yeah. But how we're doing it at the moment with that little Sony seems to be probably the best way, I think.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Right, 3 minutes and counting.
Right, the last 3 minutes in, you might need a load of money if DJI bring out that 360 this week.
Well, it's going to be cheaper than buying a GS12 1250 GSA or whatever, isn't it?
We'll buy that anyway, Nigel. You'll talk yourself into it. Right? You'll be like that. I really do need that extra 50.
Well, it's
I was just about to say, well done, son.
It's tempting. It is tempting.
It is when you got permission.
It is a... Oh. Soon lost contact. Oh, Gord saying when they were in Germany last year, he lost contact on the comms pretty quick. Oh, but I think, Gord, you
They use
use that.
Cardo, don't they?
Yeah, but they use an app as well. There is an app that you can track where each other is. Everybody that's
Yeah,
got
if you've got
that
the
app.
360 app,
But you pay for
that's
that
how
one,
they
don't
find
you?
each other. I don't know, but a lot of them have got the 360 app because they've got 360 cameras. So you can track where they are.
Ah.
But I thought you all used Cardo. So that's by the time you piggyback off one another, that gives you a hell of a range, doesn't it?
As long as the one in the middle hadn't lost line of sight and connection.
Yeah, but if you can go from the one in the middle, then if the more you've got, the longer the line, isn't it?
Oh no, the
No
360
phone
app
signal.
works on phone signal.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Well, I've downloaded all of the on Kalimoto. I've downloaded all of Europe on offline the map, so I can run offline on that. But that's why I was asking you about MRA. Oh, the 360 app, no signal.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
obviously the 360 app works off a phone signal, so you got no
yeah,
signal, no app. And that is the downfall of it, isn't it? I suppose.
yeah.
Oh, here we go. 50 seconds. Right, I better close it. We can't get kicked out. That'll be like getting banned from YouTube again.
I know.
You'll have to
Right,
say
guys.
good night to everyone, won't you?
Yeah. Well, cheers for coming. Oh, here it is. There's warnings coming up all over the screen. Oh, 40 seconds.
Good night, everyone.
Cheers for coming on,
Bye-bye.
everyone in the side chat. Thank you very much.
Well,
Oh, Gord's got a sat now. Right,
Alex
I'll
is
catch you
gone.
all in the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.